Hey, good morning. It's Jen with Lady Tarot 911 and Miss Nala. She's underneath the desk, just chilling. How is everybody? It is the week coming up of the Pisces or the full moon in Pisces. So what that means is that could create like a dreamy, fantasizing type of sense in all of us. And it also, because it is Pisces, it allows for emotions to flow a little easier, a little more freely. This is a moon about coming back to center, balancing out things that maybe were a little off kilter within yourself, within relationships with other people. And this moon is called the harvest moon because it is the moon that rises closest to the sunset, or is closest to the sunset, I should say. Not rises, because if it's the sunset, it's going down. But it in placement wise, it is the moon that's closest to the sun. So in turn, it's the brightest. Now that also leads to opening up with intuition. As emotions flow, that means you're more open to receiving and not so restricted, which means that you receive messages and guidance, and that is why your intuition is better. So I thought we would do a kind of a combo read this week to see how your week's going to go with your soulmate, whoever that is that's on your mind, your person. So that could be a love interest, that could be a family member, a colleague, just a friend, somebody, that you've been maybe just going through some challenges with, whoever. But we'll check you versus them, what the energy will be like under the influence of this moon. And then also, because it will highlight a little bit about intuition, and with this brighter moon, us being able to use our intuition, but it also highlights the psychic abilities and gifts that you might have that you don't pay attention to. So I'm calling it your superpower, and we're going to see what superpower you will have during this next week under the energy of the full moon in Pisces, and what you need to look for and what you need to know about that superpower, how you can use that superpower, because it's unique to you and your current situation and the energies that are happening. So everybody is at a different place, different timelines, different situations. But I wanted to know what superpower you have that you can look for and hone into and be able to possibly practice using to help you in your situation that might be taking place this week. So I'm going to cut off the intro, and then I'll just do it sign by sign, and I'll just post your signs in the on my regular page. So you guys have a great week, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye. Hey, Taurus. It is Jen. Okay, I'm going to start with this deck. We're going to look at your soulmate and whoever's on your mind. You versus your soulmate this week of September 11th through the 18th. And then we're going to look at what your superpower is. So what you should be paying attention to, looking for, honing into, practicing this week that might, it's not might, it will help you, all your life to understand your gifts and know your gifts, but also, especially this week, as the moon is the brightest and it's highlighting that intuition and those gifts and abilities that we all have, but we just don't really pay attention to. So I feel like that is you this week. And this is your soulmate. And this is your overall energy. So Taurus, you could be dealing with an Aries. I'll show you your cards in just a second. So Page of Pentacles. So solid new beginnings. This is your overall energy. solid new beginnings, messages of new beginnings, messages of let's see, what do I want to say? Structure. That's what was coming to mind. I kept wanting to say steadiness, and it could be, it's just that's not the word that Spirit wanted me to tell you. Structure. I think that there's going to be a new creating of structure within your life, and there's going to be a communication about this week. So you are showing up as, or in the energy of Aries, but you're showing up as the Emperor. So taking charge, and the Emperor is very, very much about bossing up, structure, taking the leadership, being in charge, and that's something that you're going to be working with this week. Your soulmate has the Five of Swords. So this is very much about self-sabotage, because when we get in our head, we can't listen to our intuition, and listening to our intuition requires that we shut off the brain. And as I told Aries, our brain lies to us and locks us where we are comfortable and safe, because that's its job. I don't blame the brain. But we have to understand it to know that when it comes to making decisions about growth, or hard decisions about things that we need to do in life, we need to be listening for answers of everything with our intuition. And we can't hear our intuition if we're paying attention or listening to our mind, which will keep us trapped in that analyzation, paralyzation loop constantly. And it won't allow us to get out of it, because you're still safe. Even sitting there undecided, you're still safe, because you are just sitting there. So let's take a look at you. So the Emperor, there's a situation or something that's going on this week that you want to take hold of, that you want to take charge of, that you, gosh, my hair is just a disaster. That you need to boss up about. Okay, so 2 cards came out, which is perfect. So you got an engagement, long-term relationship or marriage, a proposal. And you also got child, something new, beginning, innocent, small, something new beginnings, and a fresh start. So September, like I've talked about in the monthly reads, is a lot about wrapping up cycles and things coming back from the past, where we're taking charge of closing, changing patterns, closing down old behaviors, excusing ourselves from other people's presence and not having them in our life, for lack of a better way to say that. I don't like saying cutting people out of our lives, because I just think that that's brutal. I think that when they are not, if they're toxic or not good for you, then obviously you need to kind of move on without them there to influence you. But I don't like when people say cutting them out of your life. Anyways, you're taking control of something. So this is, it's obviously a romantic relationship or a love relationship. And it looks like maybe closing out some cycles of old behavior or of thought processes, maybe. But once we close up one cycle, we start a new one. And so this could be within the same relationship, and just it's closing out a cycle of maybe past behaviors that didn't serve us. And then you're going into a cycle that is much more productive and being able to grow. And you want to take charge of that. You don't want that to be an umbrella over what you're dealing with in life right now. You want to handle that. You want to manage that. And it's going to be highlighted this week for you with this moon. It's also probably going to be highlighted with your soulmate, because this indecision, self-sabotage, conflicted, Five of Swords energy that they're in could very well be related to the decisions or you taking charge of whatever the situation is, and it's influencing them, it's affecting them. So let's see what this is about for your soulmate. Five of Swords for Taurus, the soulmate, and we'll take a look at your superpower. What is that? Okay, why is the Five of Swords here? Why is the Five of Swords here? Okay, so they got garden, lots of people coming together, social events, social media, wedding. It's time to make some friends and detach from the situation. Confusion, making assumptions without any evidence, facing dark times, don't rush into any decision. So I think that maybe there's been some type of proposal from you, Taurus, or the energies can be swapped as well, but there is an opportunity for a solid new beginning, and this proposal is being made, being put out on the table, and your soulmate might be confused about where this came from, questioning, okay, well, could this be true? They're too close to the situation, and it says that you need to make some friends. So it could be that they are in solitude a lot and get trapped in their mind, thinking things over and over and over again. And the Spirit is saying this week, your soulmate needs to detach from that energy for a little bit to be able to see things clearer and be able to make some, new friends, some, start creating some, networking. And my thoughts on that is not necessarily make new friends so you can create a new relationship and detach from this relationship. I'm not getting that energy vibe at all. I think it is so that it will allow for your soulmate's mind that's trapped in this self-sabotage mode, that it'll help them unhook from that and detach from that and be able to, hopefully with intuition, being highlighted, that they will start to understand that that's where the answers lie, is within them, not outside of them, and that they have the answers. They just need to pay attention to it. And you do that, and you find those answers in the Book of Answers within yourself, called the Book of Intuition. And when they do that, they won't self-sabotage. It will lead them in the right direction. So we've got you bossing up and bringing some things to the table, and your soulmate who is now conflicted a little bit. So they're having to figure some things out. So, but overall energy is solid new beginnings and messages of such. And you're bringing a message. It looks like going back. Wow. Okay. So I'm only going to go back about 5 cards, but this will show you. So solid new, sorry. Speak, Jen. Messages of a solid new beginning because of some type of heartache or pain that you've been experiencing regarding a connection, relationship, or love, and bringing the truth to the table because of wanting happiness and wanting happiness for your soulmate as well. And so I love how tarot lines up, but let's look at your superpower to see maybe something that you can recognize this week that might help you in this situation. And if your soulmate is, hopefully unhooking out of that mental toxic cycle in their head, maybe they're able to look at their intuition and, organically, and be able to detach and see things for what they are instead of what our mind lies to us about. So, all right, what is Taurus's superpower this week of the full moon in Pisces? What's going to be highlighted with their intuition and their psychic gifts, universe? Okay, so I see this guy poking out. Royalty. You have royalty qualities that command power and cause extreme reactions. You're either loved or hated, challenging them to become better. This is about okay, yeah. And this is, it says you're either loved or hated. And I think that your soulmate is conflicted about how they feel towards you at this time, or, you know, what you're bringing to the table. But there's your royalty card. You are sitting in your, this is your psychic gift, is you are honing in to knowing, finding your power and knowing your power and being able to use that. And when you hone into that psychically, you are able to find your own power, which emulates to others around you. I'm going to pull the bottom card as well. Psychic dreams. Becoming more aware of your dreams can allow you to make better choices to avoid tragedy and embrace the positive changes that may be about to happen. So this is about romance because of the pink color, but this is so Pisces, full moon in Pisces. Remember the dreamy part of it, but paying attention to our dreams gives us direction. It is the connection that we have with 5D or our higher selves, and opening us up to receiving messages when we're in the 3D or in our minds, or trapped in our brains with indecision and illogical thinking or fears, right? It means that it closes down the other door of being able, I mean, you can't be in two rooms at the same time. So when you go out of one room and you shut the door, you know, if you shut off that intuition and you go into the room with ego and your mind and being trapped in that logical spot, then you are going to be stuck in that room. You're not going to be able to come out of it and go back into intuition unless you recognize that that's what's happening. So it's saying to pay attention to your dreams, because those can be downloads. Those can be an open channel. Our minds maybe don't shut off, but consciously they do when we're sleeping. And I think that allows for our channel to our higher selves and to our ancestors above, like Aries got, to channel what they're trying to tell us, what the messages that they're saying. You know, we see it from a higher perspective. We are your higher self. We see the whole picture, the entire picture. And so this is what we're trying to tell you. Go this way, do this, say this. And so paying attention to those dreams is going to be really important. And these gifts that you're going to get this week, or highlight this week, that you have had, are going to help you in this situation. You're going to command, and not command in a bossy ass way. I mean, you don't want to be like that, but just grabbing hold of your power. And everybody should grab a hold of their power and be in charge of their own lives and not be stuck. And your soulmate is learning to do this through you. And if you can hone into this and be an example for them. So Taurus, bossing up. I like it. You have a great week, and that's what I have for you. Hopefully that helped. If so, if you would like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. And you have a good week this week, honing into those skills, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.